Hey everyone, this is Ed from Tech Talk with part 5 of the PowerShell series, and it's actually part 2 of the message box series, where the previous video I showed you some tips and tricks. I really encourage you to go back and watch all of them. All of 1, 2, 3, and 4 are in the description below. But I'm not going to waste a lot of time. So last time I showed you how to modify the text box so that when you hit run, it pops up computer not found, and it actually works in the operating system, and it still returns computer not found and changes it to red or whatever color you selected. Like I said, go back and watch the whole series, and I show you step by step how to build this from scratch, this application. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up PowerShell, and we're going to take the code that we've already created, and we're going to build on it by going down to the run button. So as you can see in the run button, we got the typical, hey, if computer name equals text box, let's go ahead and run this line of code and return the last boot time of this computer to the textbox.text. And then under here, we added this add type assembly name presentation framework because the pop-ups or the message box doesn't like to work very well without it being included. And then we call the system's windows.messageBox. Well, today we're going to just, you don't have to delete it, but let's remember what we learned in the first part. We're just going to put some hashtags here, and we're going to just remark them out so that we still have the text box.text. So if we hit play, we're kind of back to the original application that we had, where if we hit run and we don't type anything in here, it's going to be computer not found. But if we type in Tech Talk, the actual name of this computer, and I hit run, it's going to give me the last boot time. So let's go ahead and create a message box here. So how do we create a message box? It's actually pretty simple. What we're gonna do, and matter of fact, we can still keep this. We can still keep the add type assembly presentation framework here. That's not going to hurt anything. So let's go ahead and create a space in between here. And all we're really going to do is we're going to create another form. We're going to hit $sign. We'll call it form2 equals new object. And this is some of the stuff that you learn through 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to say system.windows.forms.form. Oops, not from, form. And then we're going to say, okay, we're not going to, well, we can name it. So we'll say $sign form 2. Well, we still got this running? No. If you leave your application running, it'll not auto-populate for you. So we're going to go $sign form 2 dot text equals, and then you can do single or double brackets or single or double quotes here. And I'm going to say message box, and then just do that. So now let's just make this form show. So like we covered in 1 or 2, $sign, well, form 2 dot show dialog, and then close the bracket. And now let's just go ahead and hit play and hit OK. So now if we hit run, we have a message box. So it's as simple as that. So you're kind of getting the point where now you can just modify this message box to suit your needs. And for example, let's go ahead and close out of this. We'll hit exit. Now we've got the message box. So now what do we need? So now we need let's say we're going to go $ label 2 equals, and we're going to go new object, system.windows.forms.label. And then for the label, we're going to give it text. So we're going to do the same thing, $label. Oops, can't type. We've discussed this. Label 2 dot text equals, and then single or double again. And then we're going to say computer not found. So if we left it right here, well, remember, before we go any further, we have to add this to the form now. So just like the original form, we have to do $form2 dot controls dot add, and then we're just going to say yep, $label 2, or yeah, label 2, and then we'll close the bracket. So now if we hit play, hit OK, now we're going to have to hit run to get it to show. Now you can see that we have the label here, but it's not looking too pretty. And that's because there's something that I usually like to do, and other people that have watched my first video, you're going to know that you can define the size. So we're going to go $label 2 dot size, or dot auto size, I believe, auto size equals, yeah, you got to hit exit here if you want your pop-up. Let me just make sure I believe it's auto size dot, yeah, auto size equals, and then we're going to say $true. So that way, now when we go ahead and hit play and we test this out, and then we hit run, now you can see that the computer not found is where we want it. Now, if you don't want this that big, you can simply just go ahead and change the size of the form. And I show you that in 1 or 2, I forget which one. I want to say it's 1, but if you go back through and watch the series, you're going to learn where you can center all this. You can learn how to center it, and you can add a button here to say OK. And but I'm not going to go through all that because that's something you can learn through 1 and 2. But that's pretty much what you can do. And then if we hit close, exit, and then we save this, let's go back into here and test it out. And I'm pretty sure this is pulling it. So let's hit run. So yeah, so now we have this text box popping up. So obviously it's not pretty, but you can revamp this. I'm not going to spend another 5-10 minutes showing you how to move this when you can go back to 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and watch the whole thing. All right. Have a great night. I hope you all have a great weekend. All right. Thanks for watching.